Namaste. This is an informal recording as orientation for SSVT Summer Camp, July 15 to 19, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 p.m. at Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple in Lanham, Maryland. Most of you have already completed the paperwork, registration forms, payment, etc. This is the schedule that is tentatively planned. Drop-off time, 8 to 8:30. Pickup is 5 to 5:30, except on Friday when children will stay over for dinner and cultural show. We will go through the next set of slides that gives you details for each one of these things. So all of the handouts, program details will be posted online at the WordPress site that we maintain. However, we will print out 2 copies of any specific pages campers will need, such as the shlokas or songs that they are learning during the camp. And 1 set of folder will stay on site at the temple. And a second set will be provided to you so you can take it home so they can practice, refer to it when they're not with us during the day. Whenever you're dropping off or picking up, please make sure you're walking your camper or counselor to the registration desk near the auditorium so we can check them in, take their bags, secure the bags, any medication, any food, anything that you bring in, we are making sure that we are securing it. Dress your camper with something with legs because there will be activities, there will be easy play, and send an extra set of clothes in the event they wet one part of their clothes or there's an accident and they need to change. Please label it. On Friday night, since they will not go back home, make sure you pack a set of Indian clothes that they will wear on stage, a kurta. It can be something simple too, and we will help them change in the event you are not able to come in early enough to assist them with that. If you happen to send a cell phone, anything that you're sending, it needs to be labeled, put in the backpack, the appropriate forms completed, and we will secure it in a room and keep it under lock and key. If you are bringing your own food because of food allergies, you have most likely already spoken to us about it. We're aware of it. Please hand the food to us so we can secure it, refrigerate it and give it to your camper when we're all eating. The opening prayers, yoga is at 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning. We will provide yoga mats, no need to bring your own. And we're fully aware that children may not have had any exposure to it, so we're not targeting or aspiring to make them into seasoned yogis in 5 days. This is just more an exposure to all what is involved. We will give you resources and material, but if you choose to continue working beyond the camp, you'll have access to the material and know how to proceed. We're focusing on teaching them a few ways to still their body, calm their mind, and focus, not just during the camp, but generally in their week outside of the camp. And you will have these handouts. You don't need to print anything. We will give what they need, but this is more for your awareness. Breakfast is 9 to 9:30. Since the temple opens at 9, we will serve a pre-prepared box breakfast like cereals and milk and juice and fruit. Of course, parents are more than welcome to bring in special box treats. We do ask that they are boxed for safety and security in terms of food, security for the children. And of course, on Monday morning, I will be getting something in. And after that, if you feel like you want to bring something in for a group of students, right now we anticipate having 25 campers. You can certainly bring whatever it is. Be sure you're compliant with the temple policies. Most things like cupcakes, muffins, whatever it is you want, they do have a vegan option. They do have an eggless option for you to consider if that's something you're interested in. 9:30, we go on to Shlokas. We've at this point selected a Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 Shlokas. While that can sound intimidating, in our experience, those are easy to say by children who have not said Sanskritam verses before, and they also have a message that is more general in terms of the importance of having a calm, clear, focused mind that allows them to consider the information, calm their emotions down, and act with care. Now, the Acharya who will be teaching it, Shri Rupesh Ji, if his sense is children are not benefiting from it or they're having some struggle with it, he is asked to have the option to change the content, and you will be aware of it. Whatever children learn, not just in the shloka class and yoga throughout the week, we will hope to present them for you on Friday evening. So even if you're not able to participate during the week, when you come for the show on Friday evening, you will see the artifacts of all that they've worked in arts and craft, and you will see the demonstration of whatever they've learned on Friday evening. And we will provide the folders, both that for the use in the temple and hopefully for their practice at home. And audio guides will be posted online, so you can continue to refer to them, not just during camp week, but beyond that. The Dharma class that's at 10 to 11 will be led by Mr. Vijay Kumar. Besides being the lead teacher, he is also a camp director, along with me, Aparna Ramaswamy. I probably should have introduced myself earlier. So we have the program through the 5 days. Vijay teaches this in our Sunday Dharma class, and we're completely present to the needs of the children, their attention span. So besides telling them stories, giving them information, we do have documentaries, videos, games. We use multiple ways to promote this learning. On Wednesday, the schedule changes a little bit. We combine the prayers, the Dharma class, and the arts and crafts in a slightly different order. So children can fashion their Baldiron Ganesha out of clay and take it upstairs to Vasanta Mandapam, hear the stories there, and then do the puja led by Rupesh Ji. So the schedule modifies a little bit on Wednesday. Tuesday happens to be Guru Purnima, so we may have something a little different in terms of religious activity on Tuesday upstairs in the temple. And throughout the week, you'll see that theme, that we are linking various activities together. So the campers understand the temple, the idols, the staff, all of us are kind of an extended family, a community that they can learn to rely on, and when they are older, contribute to. There will be handouts. We had a student debate on June 9th, and we will share some of the student papers. This is more for your awareness and understanding of what the students are learning in class. And of course, while you may not be able to participate in any of them, you're more than welcome to participate throughout the day. We have arts and crafts. Please dress your camper appropriately, so if they get a little stain on their clothes, we are careful to use washable material in terms of art supplies, but one never knows. So please be sensitive to that and don't dress them up in anything that would upset them if they got a stain on it. Each day we have taken care to have something different done. On Monday, since it's day one, we will have personalization of their camp folders, and we'll talk to them about what the Hindu calendar means, stories, decorations, generally as a way to get to know one another. On Tuesday, being Holi and Guru Purnima, we would do kolama to decorate the temple, prakaram outside the temple. So it's a celebration of Guru Purnima, again, weather permitting. And we will have a lead teacher, Mrs. Nisha Rajam, leading them on how to create rangolis and all of these posters, construction papers. We will provide the supplies, and we will display all of this on Friday evening once it's dried and it's safe. On Wednesday, when we're doing the Baldiron Ganesha, many of you may have come to the temple in September timeframe to participate in this. We will give them the clay, we will give them the directions, we'll have them decorated, we will take them upstairs to Vasana Mandapam, and we will have stories, and they will actually do a puja. They will leave the Ganesha at the temple till Friday night, after which time you can take it home, and we'll give you instructions on what you can do about it. On Thursday, we are teaching them how to set up the Navratri, display. There is a certain protocol that goes into it. We will send out instructions on Monday to you on what sort of figurines or dolls they can get from home, so they can add that to the Navratri display on Thursday. It will stay in the temple till Friday night, at which time, of course, you can take it back home. On Thursday too, there are various stories on Navratri. We don't have one story that describes it. They will also start making the diyas for the next day because it needs to dry before they decorate it. And on Friday, they'll complete the decorations of the diya, set it up in a display. You will see all of the work they're doing when you come in on Friday night. and we have volunteers. We invite you to please volunteer for any activity that you are interested in. Maybe there's a day at work you suddenly have an hour's opening. Please come join us. If there is a day you want to take out and just hang out with our children and us on that day, you're more than welcome. We would love to have you there. Please join us. Most of our volunteers are parents and congregation members. We will give you all directions, instructions, everything will be posted online, and we will give your children whatever they need for the camp. Lunch, 12:30. Our senior citizen groups have volunteered to come in and sit with our children, so there is an interaction across generation. Many of our children don't have the blessing or the opportunity to be with their grandparents. And so the senior citizen group is just coming in to eat lunch with them, tell them stories, play games with them. All of us will be eating lunch with them. Now, every day our kitchen is making a hot lunch that is Indian. Now, if your child has food preferences, there's not much care for certain kind of foods on these days, you're more than welcome to send whatever it is that you want your child to eat. Make sure you give it to us in the morning so we can keep it and serve it to them at lunchtime. We have volunteers who have undertaken to make an alternative dish, a pasta or macaroni and cheese out of boxed lunch bags at a kitchen. If you want to participate in that and you want to be there to cook one of those days, please let us know. We're happy to include you. Of course, the kitchen is compliant with county food regulations because we're very mindful that children are not exposed to anything that might harm them or cause them discomfort. And soon after lunch, we have a half-hour free time. We can show documentaries if children just need a quiet time. There are board games. Some of our senior citizens will stay back and play with the children. Mrs. Hosturga is teaching them the temple anthem so children can recite it at the end of the ceremony on Friday. So this is more a half hour. It's semi-structured, but those children who just need to be quiet for a little bit will have that opportunity to go to a separate space and be quiet. At 2 o'clock, we go into a music show, and irrespective of the child's exposure or experience or comfort with the Indian language, the teacher, Dr. Vaidehi Kannan, is very comfortable working with children. She has a whole array of songs she's selected, which we'll post online. And dependent on the child's exposure, comfort level, past experience with music, she will decide how to sing, how to break the children up into groups in terms of the music class and what songs to teach. And this is an area that we will know only after we work with your children on Monday. Children will present whatever they learn at the Friday evening show, so you'll have an opportunity to also see what they've been learning. 2:45, 3:45 is, of course, game time. We've taken a lot of trouble to make sure the games are fun, engaging, so children can associate images with the temple of it being fun, of it being having great food, of it being like a family, like, it's a home that they can come to. So when it is their time as adults, they feel a comfort to step in also. So on Thursday, the schedule will change slightly. I'll talk to you a little bit about it. And I reiterate, parents are not only invited and welcome to join any one activity. We would love it if you just dedicate the entire day, the entire week, several days. There are many parents who are doing it. They cannot sign up, as a formal part, but they are working to see if they can come and play games with children on a few days in a week. So each day we have an indoor and outdoor option depending on how the weather cooperates. On Tuesday, we'll have a scavenger hunt in the upstairs temple area. So children, it's a private time of the temple. The temple is closed to public. So our children will have the ability to walk through the temple and feel that sense of it being their home too. We have on Thursday, we've invited the PG County Police Department to come. Children will prepare in their community service projects later on, invitations, things like that for these representatives, and we'll serve them snacks between 4 and 5 is when the game is scheduled on that day. And on that day, because we have a community service project that might take up more time, we have tentative board game or playground time scheduled on that day. Friday, of course, we have water balloons and fun activities planned. Please be sure to pack that extra set of clothing. So if they do get wet, they have something to change into. and they won't need any directions that prior to it, but we have posted the directions, or we will post the directions online. So if you have a need to look at it after the camp, you always know you can use that too. So we take a little break to kind of settle down. Snacks, again, I reiterate, you're more than welcome to bring in boxed treats so that are compliant with temple policies. There are several vegan and non-egg options available in many stores. And this is the snack we are kind of planning to give them. And fruits will be also offered. So you will have whatever it is that your child wants to eat. Many children may forego snack time too, and we're present to that. The community service projects is our way to make sure that the message that we're talking about is threaded right through the 4 yogas of jnana, dhyana, karma, bhakti, is mirrored right through the week. There is knowledge that they're gaining, shlokas and dharma classes. There's bhakti, there is exposure to religious activities and devotion. There is dhyana in terms of yoga, meditation, quiet time. And this is the part where we talk about karma yoga, where we are having them engage in activities that addresses people beyond their own. So on Monday, it'll be a temple project in terms of an activity we need in the temple and we need the child's help with. We say 3:45 to 5. So those children who are not involved in snack time may start doing the community activities. We'll start giving instructions as they eat snacks, and then 4 o'clock, the activity will start. Tuesday, we have cards that they are going to prepare for the NIH Children's In, and we're organizing a non-perishable canned food. So you will get instructions on that. So if there is anything you have at home you wish to buy, we start collecting the non-perishable canned food throughout the week. And at the end of the week, we will arrange to deliver it to the facility. On Wednesday, we work on creating cards for our veterans, fire, and police officers. So when some of them come in on Thursday, we give them the cards, we honor them, they make a presentation to our children in terms of general safety. So there is an engagement between us. We will provide for the snacks. We're thinking of the samosas to serve all of these representatives. So children get to see and interact with all of these community helpers who work and help our community and us. And on Friday, we don't have a karma yoga, we don't have a community service. It's time for children to practice, rest, watch a movie, get changed, etc. So that time is a little fluid for us on Friday. And we have a list of projects. So if you choose to continue to do this beyond camp time, you'll have the availability and the resources to do that. On all days except Friday, pickup is from 5 to 5:30. Please come to the registration desk so we can give you any instructions and send the campers back home with you. On Friday, we have the celebration. So when that ends, I anticipate it's about 8 o'clock. The children will go back home with you, take all their artifacts, all of their art products back home with you. So be sure to bring a bag also for all of that. And again, Friday, we will order pizza for the children. If you want to volunteer to bring something in, that's fine also. Just make sure you let us know so we don't end up doing double work. So parents are invited to join us at 6 o'clock for dinner and then 6:30 celebrations. We will have a welcome invocation. Children will share everything they've learned, the shlokas, they'll demonstrate some of the yoga asanas, the stories or lessons from Dharma Class, the music bhajan they learned, the temple anthem, whatever they've learned throughout the week. And you will see the display of the various arts and crafts that they have prepared throughout the week, their camp folders, the personalizing of it, the rangoli, the kolam art that they have developed, the Bildiron Ganesha displays that they have developed on Wednesday, the setup of the Navratri Golu, and of course the diyas and camps for Diwali. Throughout the week, while we don't have a scheduled time for storytelling, the storytelling will be a part of the Dharma class, storytelling will be a part of the arts and crafts. So we weave it throughout the day so they understand that all of that comes together. At 8 o'clock, we'll have the temple anthem with the closing prayer. Just a word for campers here. Security-wise, so we, as camp directors, Aparna Ramaswamy and Vijay Kumar, we have completed our CPR four-star certification. Volunteers and teachers are SSVT congregation members. We will run their names on any public domain registries to make sure there is no criminal record, and the sex offenders registry. Counselors, we've recommended that they get certified. We are not enforcing it. And we've already spoken to you about health and medical food allergies. Our lead for compliance for everything we've talked about is Mrs. Padmata Perneni. You will meet her on registration if you've already not met her, or you've probably heard from her an email. She has been in contact with you. And the profile form is primarily how we know to contact you during the day if there is any emergency with your child. In terms of medication, so far we've not received anyone who needs any sort of medication assistance from us. But even if it's self-medication in terms of our corticosteroid, pulmonary, any kind of aid, we need to know if your child is bringing it, if they're permitted to self-administer. Children may not carry or possess any medication in their backpack because we will not permit them to use it independent unless you and I have spoken about it and we have permission and the legal documentation for it. So please make sure if something changes the week of the camp and they're having to take medication, it's fine if you have to redo that form also. But this is something that we are extremely careful and vigilant on. So please help us stay compliant with these regulations. And as I've said this before in various forums, a lot of these are best practices. And allergies and any information we should be aware of, again, please make sure you've listed it. If something comes to your notice after you've completed the form, on the day off, again, email us, please let us know. We've talked about pick-up, drop-off policy. If you're running late, please let us know. We will do our best to work with you. If you need to drop them off a little later than 8:30, please tell us. We'll work with you on that. We are bound by county regulations that are unreasonable in terms of delays in coming. We will work with you, but please be aware this is the policy. Similarly for dress code, please take a moment to go through all of these various sections. You have completed it, and these will also be available to you online, and I will be emailing you this information too. Behavior discipline, take a moment to read through it. If there is abusive behavior, self-harming behaviors, or harm to another child, we will step in and we will contact you. And in extreme situations, we may not allow the child to return. This is more for awareness, and hopefully we're not talking about any of that with our children. And there is no refund for any reason whatsoever once the camp starts. And this is the release authorization that you have already signed. And any questions that you have, please email us. I am Aparna Ramaswamy, Vijay Kumar, and both of us are camp directors. The email is the best way to reach us because inside the temple, Wi-Fi and email connectivity is a lot more reliable than cell phone communication. We do have access to cell phones to make our emergency calls, and we do have access to our phones if we need to step out of any particular room to call anybody. And the temple managers and all of those numbers that are public, that are on the ssvt.org website, can be used to reach us at any time. And any questions that you have, please be sure to ask us, and we will respond to you in a timely way. And we really look forward to getting to know your child and you.